connection with Tamlin? Perfect. Tamlin?
Yep.
Tamlin, okay.
Okay, friends, we are going to Barnes & Noble today. It is Valentine's Day. I have been sick for the last 2 days, and I'm feeling like 85 to 90% better, and so I was like, I need to freaking get out of this house. So we are here for a little bookstore date. Joe's here. He also finished ACOTAR last night, if you guys have been following that journey with him. So he did a little review of the last book and what he thinks is going to happen in the next one that I'm going to... This little kid next to me just walked up to the... Oh, I just showed him. That's awkward. He's literally staring at me filming myself right now, this little 10-year-old, and now his grandma. Anyway, we just went... What was I even saying? Oh, so he talked a little bit about his thoughts on ACOTAR, so I'll insert that at some point in this video. But we're gonna go in and just have a fun time, have a gift card, which is nice. This is the first time I've been in a Barnes & Noble all year. This place is like 35 minutes away from our house, depending on traffic. So we kind of already have to be in this area or like set out to come here. I feel like if it was closer, I would definitely go a lot more. But anyway, all that to say, we're about to go in. We're excited. And yeah, we will take you guys with us. This place is already going to be a major problem for me today, I can already tell. I didn't realize you were sitting right there. How long have you been sitting there for? How much is it?
$150.
Oh, Jesus. Should we get it?
Maybe.
Look how pretty all the covers look together. I'm really glad that I have the exclusive one. I'm really glad that I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive and not this heinous orange. These employees are staring at me.
I'm gonna have to read that.
The books are not as good as the show. Just warning you. So we've gotten to the part of the trip where Joe gets bored and he starts following me around because he doesn't know what to do. At first when we come, he there's a woman right there. At first when we come, he's, you know, wandering off on his own. He's looking, and then he gets like this, and I just feel this little shadow behind me following me everywhere I go.
I finished the first book, and we're about to start the second, and we got thoughts. So, when we go through the characters?
Yeah, do it. Yeah, tell
Okay,
people.
so you have Farah. We love Farah. Farah's great.
Mm-hmm.
Farah is strong-willed.
Yes.
And the connection with Tamlin? Perfect. Tamlin?
Yep.
Tamlin, okay. Her sister, what's her name? Nesta. She needs to be fought. She got attitude issues. She needs to be fought. She's done. But then towards the end of the book, you're like, I like her a little bit. But no, she needs to come back and be fought. That's what needs to happen.
Okay.
Elaine's too good for either of them. Elaine just need to be set with a new family. Because Elaine's normal. Okay? She's normal. All right. And then you got Lucien.
Yes.
Lucien's a real one. Lucien is a brother. He's got your back. He's always there for you. Unproblematic. They got the perfect brother-sister relationship.
Right.
Or at least what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
We love Lucien. And then you got Tamlin. So much to say about Tamlin. He thinks he's the shit. Oh, can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can cuss.
He thinks he's the stuff.
I just said you can cuss.
He knows the right words, man, a few words. But the relationship between him and Feyre, spicy. 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 Okay, and then you got Amarantha. I don't think this platform will allow me to say what I think about Amarantha. So we'll leave that there. We're glad she's dead. And then you got, is it Rhysand?
Rhysand.
Okay, Rhysand. We're conflicted. We're conflicted about Rhysand. Rhysand at the very beginning, we're like, he's bad news. He needs to go. Feyre is too sweet for this man to be near him. He is bad news. He needs to go. And then towards the end, you're like, he just wanted to help. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's just a helper. But then he's got her as a slave for a week.
Hold on.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. So he's got her as a slave for a week. Once a week. Once a week.
No, I think it's 1 week a month.
1 week a month.
I don't remember.
For what? Eternity? Okay. So we don't like him. We don't like him right now. He's done. He's done in my book for right now.
So do you have any predictions for book 2?
So Feyre, okay. I don't know how to word it.
Also,
I think she played
nothing has been spoiled for Joe yet. Except for one thing, but he doesn't know how it happens or when it happens or how often it happens.
So
if you're catching my drift.
I feel like something's cooking between her and Rhysand. Okay? Her and Rhysand. And it's not going to be good. Because Tamlin's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Tamlin's committed. He's here to help her.
He's committed.
He loves her.
Oh, he's committed.
He loves her. Right? Right? Rhysand, up to no good. Okay? He's got her as a slave. This isn't love. Okay? He's got her as a slave.
It's a slave thing for me.
She's a slave.
You don't know if
she's a slave. Okay? She's a slave. Okay? Let's just put it out there. Okay? Rhysand's not good. Okay? So that's my thoughts.
Okay.
That's my thoughts.
We will update you as Joe's reading journey continues. Are back home, and I'm trying to film this quickly because I am losing steam very quickly. I think I might need an app or something. So we have a few books to talk about from Barnes & Noble that I got, as well as a big Amazon order that I did, and some pre-orders that I did from Barnes & Noble. So a lot to talk about, lot to discuss, primarily being the amount of books that I'm going to have on my TBR after this. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. Last year, I did not buy books unless I was going to read them like right then and there. So my TBR only ever had like 3 books on it. And I loved that I did that. And the plan has not gone the same. We are not doing that this year. However, we are now, as of today, officially out of holiday/birthday gift card money. So taking that into account, spending my own money on books is a little bit different. So we'll see what happens. Let's start with Barnes & Noble today. So the first book I got is by Dolly Alderton. This is Good Material. I loved her first fiction book, Ghosts. I think that everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people has read her essay collection called Everything I Know About Love, which is nonfiction. I have not read that, but I loved Ghosts. It was one of my favorite books year before last. So I'm really excited. This is basically about a guy. I think it might be, I don't know if it's dual POV, but basically there's a couple, they break up. One of them, the guy, Andy, I believe his name is like kind of in that weird stage of your 20s where you feel like everyone else has it figured out except for you. And it's basically like there's two sides to every story of a breakup. So I'm very interested. This is the Barnes& Noble edition, the exclusive edition. Very excited about it. I love a good exclusive edition, which brings us into our next book, which is Come and Get It by Kylie Reed. This is also the exclusive edition. I saw this and I was like, I need it. I'm a sucker for those ones. I don't understand what it is, but I'm just really into it. I really liked Such a Fun Age. I thought it was really smart, entertaining, and all of that stuff. And so I was really excited when I heard that she was coming out with a new book. Basically is a campus novel, I believe. And yes, it is at the University of Arkansas. And it says acclaimed author Kylie Reed's fresh and provocative story about desire, consumption, and bad behavior. So it says that it's about these two characters, and it's kind of like how far are they going to go and how much of them are they going to trade of themselves in order to get what they think they desire, which I read which of a similar concept in Stargazer by Laurie Petro, and I loved that book. So I'm very excited. And then the next one, if you saw my this video ends when I find a 5-star read video that I just posted, I got Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. I am so excited to read this book. I gave the second one a 5-star. I am so interested to see what happens. So interested. I don't want to say much about what the synopsis is because it's going to spoil things for the first and the second book. I also was looking for the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of Throne of the Fallen, which is another Carrie Maniscalco book, which takes place in the same world as this because it's so pretty. The cover's pink and gorgeous. And online said they had it. The lady at the store was saying they had it, but I could not find it anywhere. And I was like, I guess it's not meant to be today, sadly. So real quick, while we're talking about Barnes & Noble, I'll really quickly go over the pre-orders that I did. Barnes & Noble, I want to say a month ago, was having a pre-order sale where every pre-order was a certain percentage off combined with your member discount. And I was like, this is perfect. So I pre-ordered quite a few. So in order of when they come out, I got Green Dot by Madeline Gray. That comes out on February 27th. I have The Extinction of Irina Ray by Jennifer Croft. This comes out March 5th. And then Annie Bot by Sierra Greer. This comes out March 19th. Funny Story by Emily Henry comes out April 23rd. And this is actually a signed edition. I am so excited about it. And then on April 16th, we have Henry by Alan Bratton. And then Blue Sisters by Coco Malors, which comes out on September 3rd. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be really fun. It'll be like a little treat, you know? Okay, so now we have the big... Some of these are so huge. This is so heavy. One of them's huge. That was really dramatic. Okay, the first one is Milk Teeth by Jessica Andrews. The name of this book is disturbing me just a little bit, but I'm not going to think too hard about it. So this says, a girl grows up in the northeast of England amid scarcity, fearing her own desires, and feeling undeserving of love. Years later, living in a tiny rented room and working in noisy bars across London and Paris, she meets someone who offers her a new way to experience the world. But when he invites her to join him in Barcelona, the promise of care he makes her uneasy. In the shimmering Mediterranean heat, she is faced with both pleasure and shame and must find out if she is able to change. So I think this is going to be like a really good coming of age story where you have no idea what's going on and you have no idea what you want and you're figuring yourself out, and the setting sounds really great for that one. Next, I actually heard about this book from Sunbeam's Jess. She posted her top books of 2023, and I saw this. I saw the cover. I heard what it was about, and I trust her reviews, and so I instantly purchased it. This is Possession by A.S. Bryant. This won the Booker Prize, which I have come to find out I really am into the Booker Prize. So this one essentially is about two young scholars researching these Victorian poets, but the Victorian poets are fake, like they're made up. And it says, as they discover their letters or journals and poems and track their movements from London to Yorkshire, from spiritual seances to the fairy-haunted far west of Brittany, what emerges is an extraordinary counterpoint of passion and ideas. And Jess was just saying that the way that the author was able to make up all of these characters and make them feel so real is insane, and it just sounds so good. I am very, very excited about this one. So then we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I did not read The Dead Romantics, but everyone is really into this book right now. Every video that I see of it on YouTube, everyone's crying while they're reading it. It's supposed to be super emotional, and I love those kind of books. So that instantly had me signed up. So essentially, there's this woman, and she gets left her grandmother's apartment. But when she's in the apartment, it travels, like what's in the apartment is from 7 years ago, I believe. And the guy who is living in the apartment is there. And I think there's a love story situation going on, which is confusing because it's like, how is that going to work? Because there's a 7-year time. It's just, I just have so many questions. I'm really, really excited about it. I hope I cry. So next, we have The Forest of Enchantments. I actually found this on Pinterest, and the cover of this was phenomenal. Like, it's so pretty. There's gold foiling. I just am very excited about it. But essentially, this is a take on a folklore, I want to say, set in India. But basically it is a powerful comment on duty, betrayal, infidelity, and honor. It is about a woman's struggle to retain autonomy in a world that privileges men, as Chitra transforms an ancient story into a gripping contemporary battle of wills. While the Romana resonates even today, she makes it more relevant than ever in the underlying questions of the novel. How should women be treated by their loved ones? What are their rights in a relationship? And when does a woman need to stand up and say enough? So I am very excited about this. I think it's going to be really good. So the next one is by Eliza Clark. This is Penance. I am really interested in reading Boy Parts by her as well, but I thought that this book would be a good place to start with this author. So essentially, it's like fictionalized true crime. So we have, I want to say they're middle schoolers or high schools. They're teenage girls. And basically, these 3 girls kill their friend in a really brutal way. And so it's years later, and they still don't really understand. Okay, I'm just going to read the synopsis. On a beach in a rundown seaside town on the Yorkshire coastline, 16-year-old Joan Wilson is set on fire by 3 other schoolgirls. Nearly a decade after the horrifying murder, journalist Alex Z. Corelli has written the I need to go take a nap. I can't talk. Has written the definitive account of crime. Has written the definitive account of the crime, drawn from hours of interviews with witnesses and family members, painstakingly painstaking historical research, and most notably, correspondence with the killers themselves. The result is a riveting snapshot of lives rocked by tragedy and a town left in turmoil. But how much of the story is true? Compulsively readable, provocative, and disturbing, Penance is a cleverly nuanced, unflinching exploration of gender, class, and power that raises troubling questions about the media and our obsession with true crime while bringing light to the depraved side of human nature and our darkest proclivities. So, needless to say, I'm really into that. I'm very excited. Okay, and so the next one, the last one, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared about it. I have been wanting to start this series since 2019. Okay, because let me set the scene for you. I'm working at a summer camp. My roommate was a very big reader at this camp. And she was reading this series and she was so into it that she was having her dad mail her the books because they had them all at their house. She was having him mail her the books like during camp because she was like, I have to read it. I have to read the next one. And her and I were talking about it and she was like, you have to read it. And so it's always been in the back of my head since then. But there is 14 books in this series and they are all bricks, which I don't have the big book fear. I really don't. I'm just like, how much of my reading year is this going to take up? You know what I mean? Because one of two things is going to happen. This series is going to take me like 2 years to finish, and I'm going to do like one a month, or I'm going to get absolutely obsessed and unhinged and read all 14 800-page books in like 3 months. We'll see what happens. I don't know. But all that to say, this is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I do not know anything about what this series is about. I vaguely saw the trailer for the TV show, and Rosamund Pike is in it, and I love her. But I know this is supposed to be like, everyone is saying that like Tolkien walked so that Robert Jordan could run. And I think that's a really big claim. So I'm very interested to see what is going on. But this is a 30th anniversary edition. I don't really like the newer covers for this, but Amazon has all of the hardbacks in the old cover except for this one because this is the special edition. So that made me feel better about it because, to be completely honest, I am definitely a book cover snob about what I'm going to get. But I'm so interested. I know that Robert Jordan passed away during the writing of this series, and so I think Brandon Sanderson actually wrote the last 3. Don't quote me on that. I think he wrote the last 3. This is hurting my wrist. So I haven't read anything by Brandon Sanderson, so I think I'm going to read one of his before I get into this. I heard that 1 or 2 of the 14 are not amazing, but 1 or 2 out of a 14 book series I feel like is a really good streak. Interested to see if I become unhealthily obsessed or if it's just okay. I have a few different fantasy series that I want to read this year. One of them being this. Another one, I really want to actually read Lord of the Rings. I've been watching those movies over and over and over again since I was little, but I really want to read the books. I want to start Robin Hobb's journey. I think I'm going to start with the Farseer trilogy. And then I really want to read His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novak. I can't remember. I think it's the Timberlane series. It's the name of the dragon. I don't know. So I have a few different fantasy series on my list that I want to check out this year. So we'll see when I get to those. But yeah, so that was my little bookstore vlog and book haul. And I hope you guys enjoyed Joe's little thoughts. It's so hard because when he's talking to me about his thoughts, I'm trying so hard to keep my face neutral and not tell him anything and not give away anything with my face because nothing has been spoiled for him yet. And I really want to protect his innocence so that he has a really good reading experience. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. We will definitely keep you updated on what he thinks. So yeah, I think that's it for this video today. Thanks for hanging out with me and going to Barnes & Noble, and I'll see you next time.